What's up? It's your boy Zathan. Time to have a freaking party. Do I look stupid like this? Alright, what's going on everyone? Thank you for coming back to the channel. And today we are going to learn a very important lesson, which is how to scam people. Probably not the best way to start the video. Keep watching to learn how to commit tax fraud. And our teacher is going to be none other than Billy McFarland. Now I know what you're thinking, but no, Michael Phelps did not have a child with one of the Property brothers. Billy McFarland is the mastermind that was behind the now infamous Fyre Festival, which I'm sure you've at least heard the name of it before. I had like a base level of knowledge about it, but when you're a normal person that lives in Ohio, these kind of things really fly under your radar. Due to some recent headlines I saw, it made me deep dive into the entire Fyre Fest controversy. Holy shit, it is not good at all. I knew it was bad, but I didn't realize it was this bad. So today we're going to take a look at what caused the demise of the first Fyre Fest. We're going to see how likely it is that a second one could succeed, and we're going to learn something that I've kind of suspected for a while. Influencers are the most gullible people ever. So our story starts in 2016. Billy got started on organizing a festival that was made to promote Fyre, which was a music booking app. And you might be wondering if Billy got this idea off the ground on his own, but turns out he actually had a partner in crime. And that was none other than Ja Rule. Huh? A general rule of thumb is that if you have an Eminem diss about you, you're probably not up to any good. I also found out that Billy and Ja Rule knew each other through Billy's previous business venture, which was called Magnesis. So it was a credit card that didn't actually give you a new credit line, but it connected to an existing card. So whenever like you would swipe it, it would just use all the information and credit line from the old one. Basically, buying the card gave you access to like events and hotels and clubs and, you know, exclusive access. Yeah. I think that proves that him using other people's money to get rich has always kind of been his thing. So the first thing you probably need for a festival is the location. They ended up signing a lease with Norman Cay, which was a private island in the Bahamas. Turns out this island was also formerly owned by Carlos Leder, who, if you don't know, was a previous kingpin for the Medellin cartel, which was founded and led by one Pablo Escobar. Already feels like you're doing a bit too much. I looked it up and it is like a safe place for people to travel to now. But I feel like wanting to go on a vacation and hearing you're going to an island that was formerly owned by a cartel kingpin would make me kind of scared to go. Wow, I mean, this place is beautiful. The sand is so white and it's a little too white. Honey, we gotta go. Anyways, Billy and Ja Rule were able to get the island for the festival under the condition they do not bring up anything about the cartel. And of course, rich people, and especially con artists that are rich, always love following and abiding by the rules they're given, right? In December 2016, we got our very first promo video for Fyre Fest. Billy, not only did you not follow the agreement, you also lied. That's like buying a house that Kelly Rowland used to live in, and then you're like, hey, did you know that Beyonce sat on this exact couch before? The first thing was already cool. You didn't have to lie. What the fuck, Billy? Alongside this promotional video coming out, it was also being promoted by a lot of prevalent influencers, such as Bella Hadid, Emily Ratajkowski, Hailey Bieber, and even Kendall Jenner, who ended up announcing the first lineup for the festival. The Good Music Family. Huh? She just announced a record label was going to be the first headliners for the festival. Now, at the time, the label's roster had like Pusha T, Big Sean, Tyga, Designer, Tiana Taylor, John Legend, and He Who Shall Not Be Named. Like, I feel like if it was going to be like a full label collab on stage, that you probably should have like said that at first. Just makes it look like there's no artist actually confirmed to show up for the festival yet. All right, so our very first headliner, you know, could be Tyga, could be Pusha T, could be John Legend, we don't know. Just imagine John Legend being the headliner for like an influencer festival. He's just got a grand piano out in the Bahamas and he just made two frat bros like realize something for the first time. I think all of me really does love all of you. Bro, all my curves and all my edges, all your perfect imperfections. Zathan. But unfortunately, Zathan and Kyler never got to have their happy ending because they lost Norman Cay's. Yeah, it turns out when you break the one rule that they explicitly told you not to break, they're not very happy about that. Dude, did you say that this was Pablo Escobar's island? But yeah, dude, it hyped the fuck out of this thing, man. Trust me, it was good for business. Okay, but like, we told you not to do that. Like, literally the one thing we said you couldn't do. Also, he couldn't find another island to host Fyre Fest. We reviewed the contract that you wanted, and What's this about Pablo Escobar? But fear not, because Billy and Ja Rule were able to find a place to hold Fyre Festival at none other than Roker Point. Oh, you've never heard of that before? Because it's not actually a place. It was a parking lot being developed like north of a resort. This is the part where you're probably thinking, these people are being told they're flying to a private island, but they're actually just going to a parking lot. How are they going to spin this to make sure people don't lose interest? Well, if you've been following Billy's pattern so far, you would know that he just fucking lied again. They ended up scattering sand like across the gravel to make it look more like a beach, and then still claimed it was being held on a private island once owned by a drug lord. Billy even altered a map to make it look like it was still an island. It's just so shitty. Like, people are going to get there and they're going to realize that you lied and they're going to be mad at you. But their money's already in your pocket, so I guess it doesn't even matter, right? So the normal like day tickets were anywhere from $500 to $1,500, with VIP packages going up to $12,000. And the VIP packages were said to include airfare, staying in luxury villas, and even meals from celebrity chefs. Also finally got a concert lineup, which included Pusha T, Tyga, Blink-182, Ray Shremmerd, Lil Yachty, Migos, but no John Legend. Damn it. Like, I'm sorry, maybe I wanted to do Molly with my bros, sing a song about how much I love them. So now it may sound like things are kind of coming together, you know, the festival's kind of becoming closer to a reality for Billy and Ja Rule, right? No. So it turns out Billy was trying to get $25 million from Comcast to like fund the festival. Billy's reasoning for them investing was saying that Fyre Media was valued at like $90 million. No like paper trail or any evidence to back that claim up. Yeah, that's right. My company's worth $90 million. That's really impressive, man. Do you have evidence of that? What do you mean? Like, well, if it's really valued at $90 million, I think we need a paper trail to like prove it, you know? Dude, I don't even need data. I just know it, all right? I know my company's valued at $90 million, and you guys are some hating ass. So losing out on that $25 million meant they had no money for those luxury villas they were supposed to put up. They opted to have these geodesic domes. I think that's how you say it. If you look up pictures of them, they actually look pretty cool, but I'm pretty confident that's not what's actually going to be there. Also, it's not like the villas that these influencers paid thousands of dollars to stay at. And then they also lost the catering team 2 weeks before the festival was supposed to start. No more island cuisine either. Apparently they were consulting with experts who were telling them they needed to postpone the festival by like an entire year until they got their shit together. One organizer was reported by saying, "Let's just do it and be legends, man." Those are some famous last words right there. Dude, why do you want me to jump into the active volcano? Let's just do it and be legends, man. Literally will not survive that. You don't even know that, dude. You won't even know until you try. So despite all the setbacks and what were probably signs from God, if we're being honest, Billy persevered and kept on going, and now we're getting to the first day of the Fyre Festival. And what better way for guests to arrive to an event that they paid thousands of dollars to be at, and this is their first sight. And if that's not bad enough, it had rained the night before, so any open tents and mattresses piled up around were just destroyed already. They weren't done preparing the site for the festival, so when guests arrived, they got taken to an impromptu beach party at a restaurant. All right, yeah, let's go. Let's keep the party going, everyone. Yeah. I would like to put my suitcase away, though. No, you're not going anywhere. Except to that dance floor. I also want to mention, in the months leading up to the festival, including the very first day, they lost every single musical act that was supposed to be there. Dude, I wanted to see the Good Music family. And I know this would not have happened on John Legend's watch. After their impromptu beach party, they got taken to be registered by Billy and his team, which reportedly took hours, and they never actually got registered or anything. So they ended up just going to the campsite and like claiming their own tents. And apparently people were getting stolen from because there already weren't enough tents and mattresses for everybody that showed up. Really hate to make this reference in 2023, but this is starting to sound a lot like Squid Game.
We're in trouble.
No one can get in the rooms, no one can get their bags. We've been here for hours.
The sun is going down.
The sun's going down.
The sun is really going down.
It's about to be pitch black out here.
Some of them that ended up without tents even tried to go to like that nearby resort I was telling you about. Somehow the same weekend as the festival, there was a sailboat racing event going on, so all of the nearby hotels and resorts were already fully booked up. How did you fuck up that bad, man? So I guess they realized at that point all they could really do was sit on the dirt-covered floor and wait for their gourmet island cuisine.
God damn, Jimmy. This is some serious gourmet shit.
I've seen this picture like 1,000 times, and every time I do, I just like cringe a little bit more. Like, how did you go from authentic island cuisine to a fucking cheese sandwich? Huh? This is what I got in middle school when I didn't have my lunch money. Keep in mind, these people paid like thousands of dollars for a gourmet meal, and then this is what they get. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't have a gourmet meal. This is Wonder Bread, all right? That's not cheap for 500 people. I got this cheese from a Kroger deli. I don't think you're being grateful right now. Add this with their luggage being mishandled and basically like tossed right out into the open. There was no lighting to like guide them where to go once it got dark outside. The site apparently had poor reception and no internet service. No one had any money because it was a cashless event, so they couldn't get anywhere on the island, and not even any musical acts to perform to have at least a reason to try to stick it out. So they had to stay there for one night, and then early the next morning they announced that the event was going to be postponed. You couldn't even cancel it. You couldn't just take the L at this point. Look guys, after completely lying to you and not being able to deliver on a single thing that I promised you, also stranding you on a random island, I think the biggest problem was that we needed more time to get this done. So, you know, that's, hey, you know, we all make mistakes, right? Let me come up with some more scant business plans. And then we're gonna, now throughout that entire fiasco on the island, you may realize you never once hear the names Emily Ratajkowski, Bella Hadid, Hailey Bieber, Kendall Jenner, any of the people that were promoting the festival and talking about how great it was going to be. And that's because none of them went to the actual festival. Fyre Fest is going to be so dope, and I'm really hoping to see you all there. I don't actually have to go, right? It's not in the contract. Okay, good. I don't want to be with these fuckers anyways. We're going to have so much fun together, guys. Turns out that they were paid to promote Fyre Fest, but never disclosed it in any of their posts. Which if you know anything about like sponsorships, brand deals, paid promotions, whatever you want to call it, you legally have to disclose that you're being paid to make this video by the company. Which is totally something I would do if I had any brand deals, but I don't have any yet. I also found out that it was being promoted by that Fuck Jerry Instagram account, so that's another crime that Billy and Ja Rule have to answer for. They ended up releasing a statement apologizing for circumstances out of their control. Yeah, I mean, we set this all up and went against everyone that advised us to postpone it because we had a very low budget and basically no time to put anything together. But come on, like who saw this coming, right? Would have thought we were going to crash and burn. I also want to bring up their compensation options. So your options were either getting a refund from your ticket or getting VIP tickets for the next Fyre Festival. I know we messed up, but we've got some options for you, all right? We could give you your money back, but you know, who wants to do that, right? Like who needs money anyways, right? We have a better idea. How about we keep your money, right? That sounds a lot better, I think. I like that option a lot more, where we get to, oh, you want your money back? And you're also taking me to court. That all resulted in Billy McFarland facing a class action lawsuit alongside 10 other federal and individual lawsuits. And amidst all that, he got arrested for wire fraud charges, which he ends up pleading guilty to. All right, what's going on, everybody? I'm editing the video right now and realized I forgot to add some context. You might notice in this part of the video, I'm not bringing up Ja Rule anymore. It's because he was involved in the lawsuits alongside Billy for being responsible for this. He was able to get himself dismissed from the case and like dodged all responsibility for it. I don't know how much of that is because he actually wasn't involved in it or if like he just had a better lawyer than Billy had. But I was like editing the video and realized like Ja Rule just kind of like disappears from the narrative. So I just wanted y'all to know that like I didn't forget about him. He just was able to get himself out of this. Anyways, enjoy the rest of the video. Bye. It also needs to be said that while he was out on bail, he caught more fraud charges. He got caught selling fake tickets to a lot of these events, including the Met Gala. I don't know if he knows that you can't just buy a ticket to the Met Gala. You have to be personally invited. I refuse to believe this man would have any association with anyone tour. He just has the most punchable face I've ever seen in my life. In 2018, Billy is found guilty and ends up having to forfeit $26 million. Ends up being sentenced to 6 years in federal prison, which happened to be in Ohio. Y'all say we don't have shit here. Honestly, if you were sending him here, you didn't even need to like send him to prison. We, the court, find you guilty. We sentence you to driving in downtown Columbus every time there's a Buckeyes game. You'd be fucked. You're stuck driving through construction zones where no one knows how to drive over 30 miles an hour. That was a little something for all my Ohio people. I don't even know if I have any Ohio people out there, but Billy obviously had a lot of time in prison, some of it in solitary confinement to be exact, just to think and reflect on all of his mistakes and shortcomings that led to this, to sort of understand and come to the realization that he screwed over and like ripped off so many people for his own personal gain. Like, this wasn't just a scam. Like, he was also messing with people's like livelihoods, and maybe he learned that if he has a plan he wants to enact, he should make sure he has the funds and the resources and, you know, all the time possible to make it happen. Oh, he got out like 2 years early and then just went right back into another scam. That sounds about right. He announced a project called PYRT, pronounced Pirate, which he insists is not a festival, but actually an extravaganza that would utilize virtual reality. You could join the fun wherever you are. And on paper, It's not the worst idea I've ever heard. It was kind of the same thing with Fyre Fest, where Billy was being super vague about the details of it, including where the physical event would happen, probably because he didn't actually know. He implied it would be somewhere in the Bahamas again, even though their government has considered him a fugitive and doesn't want him doing any work in their country anymore. It's kind of a flex, I'm not gonna lie. Now, ultimately, PYRT led to nothing. I think Billy realized that hitting on girls at the beach just doesn't hit the same in VR. Now, some time goes on, and we don't really hear about anything new from Billy, which kind of made me worry about him a little bit. Have you tried to scam any influencers recently? I've been kind of worried about you. But don't worry, because not too long ago he uploaded a video announcing Fyre Fest 2, amongst a couple other things.
I partnered with one of the biggest and best TV companies in the world to produce a documentary called After the Fire. I've also worked with one of the biggest production companies to sign a deal to produce Fyre Festival, the Broadway musical. And finally, today we are announcing Fyre Festival 2.
Obviously, there have already been documentaries about Fyre Fest, which I found out Billy didn't want to appear in because they wouldn't pay him for his appearance. You went to federal prison for this. I don't think you're in like any position to be negotiating. Also, a musical. How are you going to make a musical out of Fyre Fest? If you want there to be enough for a story, you have to include the part where you're like the villain in this entire thing. And like the triumphant victory of the end is like you getting thrown in federal prison, you know? My only requirement to watch this is that Ja Rule can only speak in raps, and he is played by Lin-Manuel Miranda. And Billy's played by one of the Property Brothers. But obviously the main thing here is that he's announcing another Fyre Festival, or 2 Fyre, 2 Fest, Fyre Fest Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, Fyre Fest 2, Judgment Day, Fyre Fest 2, Lost in New York.
We spoke to people as far away as the Middle East and South America, and ultimately we decided that Fyre Festival 2 is coming back to the Caribbean. Fyre Festival 2 is coming back to the Caribbean.
What?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I don't think you can do that. The Bahamas labeled you a fugitive. I'm pretty sure any neighboring island will hear the name Fyre Fest and go, oh my god, that was you? No, leave, now. Billy ends this video by announcing that they're aiming for the end of next year for the festival, which is more time than they had to do the first one. At least he learned one lesson, right? You know, maybe Billy's actually changed as a person. You know, maybe he has a new, fresh approach to this. You know, he's learned from every mistake he's made the first time, and he's ready to apply that to... Oh, tickets are already on sale without a location or like any music lineups, and they already sold out of the first ones. Are you fucking kidding me? They put 100 early bird tickets up for sale, which sold for $500 each. Billy just made a very casual $50,000 without having to give a location or any like promise of anything. And as much as I hate Billy for this, I have to admit, I don't condone scamming influencers, but if it's this easy, he might be onto something. I promise that was a joke. And that's what we have so far with Fyre Fest. My hopeful prediction is that Billy takes a very hands-off approach for the next one. They get people that actually know what they're doing to be in charge of stuff. Make sure there's an actual budget to pay for the things that they're promising. Maybe not make people pay thousands of dollars to sleep in disaster relief tents, you know? There's also the chance this could go exactly as bad as it did last time, and I just think that would be hilarious, so let the cards fall where they may. We will watch Fyre Fest 2 with great interest. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Make sure you leave a like on the video. Make sure you leave a comment down below if you want to tell me what you think is going to happen with Fyre Fest 2. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you like my videos. It means the world to me, and it helps the channel out a lot, so I would really appreciate it. I was also told that if I can get enough subscribers, I can be on the lineup for Fyre Fest 2. Like, not even for music, I just get on there with a microphone. I just do like a 5-minute stand-up set. It would go over extremely well with the frat bros on Molly. Subscribe to make that dream a reality. Thank y'all again for watching. Stay safe out there, and I will see you next time. I see y'all later. Peace.
Measure up overnight, spending time with somebody I don't know. I wanna stay for a while. I wanna move your way. No, the roof might cave in. All of these snakes in the wild. I'm about to lose my brain. Tell me who gon' save me.
Ever wondered what I look like without glasses? Here's a rare appearance. This is a Bigfoot sighting, if I'm being honest with you.